Okay, let's start with the newspaper part. See, the first news is about this India-China part. That's in news. Reason being, he visited what? Yes, Prime Minister visited China or Pakistan or what? So there's a meeting taking place of one organization called as SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Okay, SCO. What is SCO? Hey, what is it? I know the long form. Yes, it's an organization, just like any other organization. But exactly what it looks at, this is something you need to think of. This is a China-led organization. Earlier, we already had some organizations led by USA. Okay, so some new organizations are coming in, wherein China has a dominant role to play. India is also playing a part in that. So now, when we look at this Shanghai Cooperation Organization, if you see, initially it started with this concept called as Shanghai 5 in 1996. India was not part of this. So it actually included countries on the western side of China. So you see, China has one problem. In the western side of China, there's a place or there's a region called as Xinjiang province. There we see some Muslim communities living like this Uyghur Muslims we see. The point is, earlier the area surrounding that Xinjiang province, that was earlier part of Soviet Union. But we saw Soviet Union disintegrating, after which so many new countries got created. So in this area there are so many countries. So to ensure some security in that region, to ensure security of Xinjiang province, China was always concerned about some kind of extremism or separatism taking place in Xinjiang. They don't want whatever happens in our Kashmir, similar conditions should not happen in case of Xinjiang. So to ensure security of that area, to keep it intact with China, they started this organization called Shanghai 5. So all the 5 countries are the countries of the same region. Okay. So initially when they started, it included China, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. Okay. And the thing was, they had to ensure that there should not be any kind of extremism, separatism, all these terrorism, such things should not happen in this region. Okay, initially started with this. Then in 2001, Uzbekistan joined. After that, 2017, what Russia did, Russia wanted India should become part of it to balance China. Otherwise, China will dominate completely. So India should come in. That's what Russia wanted. So Russia said, we'll bring India. The moment Russia said, China said, we'll bring Pakistan. That's how we both joined on the same occasion, like 2017, we decided and we became part of it. Okay, then comes Iran, then comes this Belarus. So likewise we see countries getting added in this Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Now, see this fact, 2001, it was founded, headquarters is in Beijing, China. Okay, and there is one important structure which is part of this Shanghai Cooperation Organization, that is called as RATS, Regional Anti-Terrorist Structure, very important. They deal with the issue of terrorism, all these countries together. Okay, for India also it is very important because terrorism is a problem we are also facing. And it's about the entire region. Okay, so its headquarters is in Tashkent, which is in Uzbekistan. The official language which people speak in this Shanghai Cooperation Organization is one is Chinese, other one is Russian. Hindi is not yet. We don't know whether Hindi will be made or not. Okay. So initially it started with this border issue which this China had, or this increased its scope. It's not just now looking at just terrorism or separatism as such. Now it is dealing with many other things. Okay, now what it is trying to do is, it has made this group in such a way, now they are trying to challenge US hegemony, because always USA will do whatever they want to. So now they are creating organization where USA is not there. Okay, and this group is coming up. So that's how we see emergence of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So right now you can see all these are members. Okay, we added Uzbekistan, Iran, Belarus, India, Pakistan. Rest are the original members. There are two observers also, Afghanistan and Mongolia. Some are dialogue partners. That means there is a possibility these countries can also become members in future. Okay, so many. If you see, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Bahrain, Cambodia, Myanmar, Maldives, Saudi Arabia. So this shows Shanghai Cooperation Organization has a good future wherein there will be some other members joining. That makes the group quite strong and quite relevant also. Just like we have, let's say, United Nations, we have NATO. Why NATO is strong? So many countries are there and they're together. If these people also decide that Shanghai Cooperation Organization will also have the same rule just like NATO, anyone attacks any country of SCO, entire SCO will attack them. Don't you think it will become as strong as NATO? It can become. Still there are problems, like we still don't have that level of trust among each other, which NATO has. If you see NATO members, more or less they trust each other substantially. So you see, at least we are on the same path. We can go to that path. That is something we can observe. Now see the organizational structure. If you see SCO, there is one major organizational unit, or at the top, that is something we call as Council of Head of the State. So head of the state of every country will go there, sit there, and this is the most important body. Now when you say head of the state, although in case of India it is the president, but here in this case we are talking about one who takes the decisions. So here actually Prime Minister will go. Okay, so this is the most important body of this entire SCO because they are the main decision makers. Okay, below that you will find so many such organizations: Business Council, RATS, this Interbank Consortium. So we will also send our RBI governor also. All the RBI, the central bank and their governors, they will also come together. They will discuss how we can cooperate on economic terms, how we can ensure good terms in terms of economy. Everything will happen. So slowly we see the scope is improving, scope is getting expanded. We're adding many things in the same thing. Okay. Now look at its relevance or importance. If you see the population, just these few countries, they are 42% of the world population. Important, very important. Global GDP 23%. And looking at the way China is growing and India is also growing, this number is going to grow substantially. In future, maybe it can become 30%, 40%, who knows, even 50%. Okay, then it will be very powerful. No doubt about it. Then if you see this part, they also have something called military cooperation. So they can also go for some mock drills. So there is this dimension because of which these Western countries, they keep on saying SCO is like something which has been made to counter USA. Even if it is the real reason, but we'll not accept it. Okay. For India, it is like balancing. We are in the Quad also. Quad is also somewhat similar grouping, which is to counter China. Yes, and we are in SCO also to counter USA. Because we know nobody likes us. USA wants us to counter China. Yes, and we need SCO to counter them. We also need SCO to counter China in a way. There is Russia also. Okay, we are into SCO because of Russia. So somewhere there also we have our national interest. Eventually it's our national interest, we have to protect that. Okay. So right now you see these are all the cooperation areas. Security, this is something we started with. Now we cooperate on economy, trade, investment, energy, etc. Cultural also, tourism, cultural exchange, academic ties, and connectivity part. Now this is something little complicated for India because China started a project called as BRI, Belt and Road Initiative. Is India part of it? Yes. But what about these other countries? Are they part of it or not? We talked about those countries like Iran, Belarus, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyz, whatever it is. Are they part of BRI or not? They are. Okay. So India is little problematic in this case. That India is not part of BRI. We want connectivity. We want the infrastructure. Through Belt and Road Initiative, China is helping build that infrastructure, but we are not part of it. But who knows if India-US relationship goes in a bad direction, so tomorrow we might become part of BRI, who knows? Right now we are not into it. Okay, so we don't know. We'll see that in future. Now for India, this becomes important group because these are our national interests which we are trying to serve. For us, terrorism is a problem. We have to deal with it. If so many countries are coming together to deal with this issue of terrorism, is it a good thing for us? It's a good thing. Second, regional stability. This Central Asian region where you see this Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, all these, this is the region of Central Asia, right? This region is important for us. If let's say this region is unstable, is it a problem for India? Because we are quite near. See, if your neighbor, let's say there is a fire at your neighbor, that fire will come to you after some time. This is for sure. If Bangladesh is burning, Northeast will burn. If Pakistan is burning, some part of India will also burn. Simple as that. So if Central Asia is stable, Afghanistan is stable. Afghanistan is stable, Pakistan is stable, and then India is stable. We are very near. We want region to remain stable. Okay. Now, connectivity part. We have one project called as INSTC, wherein we are trying to connect India with these Central Asian countries and then reaching to Russia. We want direct connectivity so that we can increase the trade. Right now we are selling so many things to America. America is so far. If we have connection with these countries, isn't it easier? But we are not connected. That's a problem. We can go to USC easily, but we can't go to these countries. So this project is important. Then this Chabahar port which we are developing in Iran, that is also for the same INSTC project. Okay, but what America is doing, they're putting sanction on Iran. You can't develop the port. America doesn't like if this region becomes integrated. There's a region called Europe, there is a region called Asia. If they integrate, they become Eurasian region. If they integrate, they will become so strong that USA will never have any power. Even if USA is economically strong, still there is a limit. This region in itself can be very strong. And if it is strong, earlier it was Russia who was dominating, now it will be China. Or maybe in future it could be India also. It doesn't matter. US hegemony will not be there. So USA will always ensure this region never integrates. So Germany and Russia were having good relations for some time. So USA ensured, now they'll not have. Now Russia-Ukraine war, done. Entire Europe hates Russia, so bad relations. So now they'll not have any trade, no connectivity, nothing. Russia delete. Now they'll try to do the same thing with China also, but we don't know whether they'll be able to do it or not. But they never like any project or anything which integrates the region. So that's why America will not like BRI. So they anyway convinced us not to become part of BRI, so that that project doesn't become successful. Okay, that's how international politics takes place. Fine. But for us, this connectivity is important for our national interest. We want to integrate the region. We will have good relations with these countries. They are our neighbors somehow. Economically, we will get access to different markets. These countries, if we develop connectivity, then their market is for us. We can sell many products. And diplomacy-wise, we look at this Russia and China balance. And for the international diplomacy, it's like this group is balancing USA. USA, right now, Trump is doing whatever he wants to. That's US hegemony. And now you make a group and you say, we'll not listen to you. Then you balance it. And India, China, Russia, all are trying to create multipolar world order. Okay, world was unipolar. There was one pole, that is USA, who was the most powerful one. Now these countries are trying to create multipolar world. We will also have some power, you will also some power, USA also some power. They are trying, that's why there is conflict. Right now, why you see so much conflict is just because of this. USA's position is going and he's not able to accept it. That's why frustration. In frustration, you see this tariff war. They're delaying the process. They know anyway China will rise. They know anyway India will rise. They are postponing it. By putting tariff, they're trying to, ensure that your economy goes little down so that they maintain their first position. Okay? That's how things are happening. Now, as far as SCO is concerned, or these meetings are concerned, we have some challenges. One, we said we have problem with China border dispute. One thing. With Pakistan, we have problem now. Pakistan is over there also. That is also a problem, right? This project, BRI, which we said, Belt and Road Initiative, Chinese project, we didn't accept. We didn't accept because there is CPEC, which is part of BRI. BRI is a big project. CPEC just one small part of it, wherein China is building some roads and something which go through Pakistan. Now that part also goes from some part of India which is controlled by Pakistan. So we say it is our part, our sovereignty, so we are not part of it. Okay, so we have problem with this part. This is our sovereignty issue. Then if this all region, they start doing lot of trade and all, we have problem in case of China, that China dominates in trade. If you see India China trade, bilateral trade, we have lot of deficit with China. Okay, we import hell lot and we export just little bit. That's one problem. China dominates. Then diverse interest with diverse members. We have different kind of relationship with Russia and very different with China. Both are members of the same organization, but Russia is like true friend for us and this one is like true enemy for us, and all are sitting together. That's a problematic thing. How the organization will work? That's a problem. It's very easy for USA to break this organization. Yes, so they're good with it, divide and rule, so they will do, hopefully. Then SCO is seen as anti-West. We all know that it is anti-West, but we'll not say that diplomatically. Nobody will say that. And this Central Asia trade volume, if you see India's Central Asia policy, we have that policy, but still we don't have much trade with these countries. So this is something we need to work on. Okay. Now these are the government approaches which this article, specifically these articles, and we're talking about that we have to work on so many things. So all these challenges we'll deal with. Through SCO, we can try to curb terrorism, put some hold on Pakistani's activity or activities happening from Afghanistan. We can deal with that. We can have more trade. We can even have this border issues sorted out somehow. We can work, at least, if not, even if we do not reach to the high, but at least we can try. Okay, and the people-to-people contact can happen with all these countries, all our neighbors. If this entire region becomes quite peaceful, they have their own contacts and they have their market access. We don't need other markets. Okay, so this is something they are saying that what we are doing, especially India in this case. Right now we went to China and all. What India is trying, we will not try to directly fight with China. Okay, we'll just try to sort out. Even China is doing the similar kind of thing. They're not directly confronting America every time. Even China doesn't want any war with America. India doesn't want any war with China or America. We are growing. We want to continue the growth for next 10, 15, 20 years. After that, we are the boss. Because after 20 years, things will be different. China will be number 1. India might be number 2 or number 3. Depends on what happens with USA and all. So the equations will be very different. You'll be very strong. We just need peace. Peace for next 10, 20 years. Okay? Yes. Next article. Yes, anything important? Next. This one, India's economic churn, the nectar of growth. Now this article comes from this Union Minister Hardeep Puri, Union Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas. So whenever ministers write the article or someone from the political party, especially the ruling party, they will talk about the good things. Okay? They will always talk about good things. And whenever some editor of the Hindu writes the article, they'll always criticize. They'll never talk anything good. That's why we read articles every day, so that we grab both sides. Okay? So now what he is saying. He says, first thing, India's economy is resilient. There are so many global shocks, but India's economy is very resilient. Okay? So it is fine, we'll accept. Now he's talking about the GDP growth. We have 7.8% growth we have shown in the first quarter of this financial year of 2024. So he's saying we are still the fastest growing economy. And if we continue that, we will do really good. Is it true? Is it true? Whatever he's saying, is it true? It is true. This data is original coming from the government. It is true. And if we continue 8% growth, no matter what, if we somehow continue that, certainly we have a very good future. Okay, but if we are not able to do that because of any reason, whether Trump puts tariff, China attacks, Pakistan attacks, doesn't matter. Due to any reason, if our growth rate comes down to 2%, 1% or 0% or some kind of COVID incident, we will not grow. America will continue. So America will be okay if there is one more pandemic, few more tariff wars, and there is lot of instability in the world. It is good for America for next few years. They will continue to maintain their hegemony. Okay? And their defense industry, that will also work really well. Okay, so we want stability. They don't want stability for next few years. Okay, so this GDP growth they are talking about, and they're saying here there is important role of energy sector. Now, when you say energy, one is your oil, crude oil, natural gas that we import, that energy aspect. Second is the renewable energy that we are talking about. We are trying to develop renewable energy sources. So that is also one dimension. India is here, what the writer is trying to say, both are important for us and both things are going to remain important for India's economy. Now he says, India is the third largest consumer, third largest importer of oil in the entire world. And we are the fourth largest refiner also. We bring crude oil, we refine it, and we sell the products to other countries. So good thing. Actually, this is one of the reasons why we are such a heavy importer. Otherwise, for our population, maybe we don't need so much of oil. Okay. Then he said, we have tried to do so many things. We did this ethanol blending, which we discussed in detail. Right, so that he is discussing that 2025 we were doing ethanol blending of 20% in petrol, right? Maybe in future we'll increase that also. Biofuels, they started working on that. Then they started working on this green hydrogen mission and other renewable sources like this solar stuff or hydropower. We are trying to utilize all these renewable sectors through which we can generate energy, not relying just on this crude oil, etc. First thing, crude oil is limited. Crude oil, natural gas, that's limited. One day it will exhaust. Second, this dependence that causes a lot of money for us. Third, the situation is very chaotic. Suddenly the supply can stop. We have to consider all these things. And fourth, we have to anyway go for renewable because climate change is happening because of this. That's a major thing. Okay? So that's what they are trying to say with the article. Okay? In the challenges, they say we depend so much on oil, sustainability, how to transition, all that. Nothing great. You can read the article. It's good to read. Fine. Next about India and Japan. So as Modi ji went, he's like, let's do some cost cutting. Let's go for some other country also. So he's meeting Japan also. So there's this meeting called as 15th Annual Summit. Now, Japan is a good friend of India. Okay, we have strategic relations with Japan. And our relations become common. Why? Is there any reason? It's too far. Japan is too far for us. Russia, we understand, it's close to us, help us. But why Japan? China? Why China? Japan has any problem with China? We both have same problem. That's China. Okay. Japan is also neighbor of China. We are also neighbor of China. Yes. We also want liberal international world order. Japan also wants the liberal international world order. China doesn't want that. Okay. Japan is rather having better connections with the Western world. We are not yet that linked. Japan is still further linked in a better way. Okay. So we have similar problems and we have similar goals. Japan also wants multipolar world order, multilateralism. So we also want. Okay. So common things are there. One more common thing is Japan's population is not so young. They're a little old, but they have got money. They want to just invest. And we want investment. Yes, we want technology, we want investment. Japan has technology, Japan has money. So we say, sir, please invest. So mutual relationship. You earn some profit out of it. We will also make something over here. So that's how we do. That's why you see Japanese investment in India, $68 billion. That's how they said recently. 170 MOUs signed for the same. Focus will be on semiconductors, green technology, mobility, infrastructure. And there is this bullet train project, which is quite famous in India, that one day we will have Japanese bullet train. So hopefully we will have that. And for this, they are providing a very long-term loan. If you see, their interest rate is very low. And that too for a very long time, 25 years. So it's really good for India, countries like India. So that's what we see, the kind of cooperation that is happening. So assume this Quad group. Is Japan part of it? Quad members, who are Quad members? Quad is 4. USA, Australia, India, last is Japan, not UAE. These are the 4 countries who have problem with China. Please understand. We are neighbor, Japan neighbor, Australia is also quite neighbor because of the sea part. There is Australia, and USA always has a problem with China, obviously. Okay, so Quad grouping. We are part of Quad, and see, this is all about the region which we call as Indo-Pacific region. This Indo-Pacific region is going to remain in news for next 10, 15, 20 years also. Because this is an emerging region where maximum trade is happening, which is an emerging part. Earlier I said, when we talk about geopolitics, we used to talk about Atlantic region, where North America or these Britain, France, these countries are located. We used to talk about that. Nowadays we are talking about Indo-Pacific region, because countries like China emerged, India emerged, Indonesia emerging, Australia also has got some power, Russia also has got some power, and USA is not that powerful. France or Britain, nothing now, not much. So we say geopolitics is now getting centered around this region of Indo-Pacific. Okay, and we made this Quad for the security in the region of Indo-Pacific. We want there should be liberal order in this region. We don't care about the world. Only in this region there should be liberal order. Otherwise, some country who is so powerful, he will destroy the order and will do whatever they want to. Right? So that's why here we are cooperating, and this cooperation will continue. Then same for the economic part, wherein supply chains we are trying to build. Supply chains means something getting produced at some place, distributing at some other place. That's a complete chain. In that chain, we were mostly dependent on China. Entire world was dependent. Now they're trying to change that, not depend on China, depend on other countries. So let's bring some new groupings whom you can trust. Because during COVID, some things happened which gave some clarity to the people around the world. Don't trust China. They can stop anything at any point of time. Okay, so that's why we are going for all these things. So that's it. Nothing new. They condemn North Korean president, all these things continue. Nothing so serious to talk about. These are the 3 important pillars on which India and Japan cooperate. So you can read this once. Okay. Now there is one more article from one more minister, Union Minister of Labour and Employment and Youth Affairs, Sports, Government of India, Mansukh Mandviya. Now he's giving only the good figures that is happening. He's talking about the demographic dividend that India is enjoying. Earlier we discussed about demographic dividend in detail. There we criticize so many things. Here he's talking about some good things. So you can take it as a data point just to read. He talks about these government schemes, EPFO, this direct benefit transfer, Atal Pension Yojana. These are the good things government has done that he's showing. Social security in 2015, 20% people were covered. Now so many people are covered, he's saying. We created so many jobs. And India, when 2014, when Modi ji came, India was 10th largest economy. Now it is 4th. So all the good things he's talking about. Okay. So you can grab some points from this. That's it. Okay. You can read this article. Good for you to just get some government thought. Okay. It's good. Not that bad. Okay, you can read this article, but nothing concrete. I find these things concrete. Anyway, these schemes, these things we discuss these things in detail in static part also, in current also. As soon as we see any social benefit scheme, we discuss that. So you'll know all these things. Okay, any doubt with this? No? Then there is this Raymond Magsaysay Award. Now this is something you can make a note of. Okay, this is the NGO who is working for girls. So what you can notice while writing answers, if somewhere you have to give some example related to some NGO working with a good cause, you can mention about this particular NGO. Okay, what is this Raymond Magsaysay Award? It is called as Asia's Nobel Prize. Okay, so just like we have Nobel Prize at the world level, this is at the Asia's level. So this NGO, which one? Educate Girls. This is the name of this NGO. Okay, what they do is girls who are out of schools or unschooled girls, they try to bring them to the classroom. Somehow they try to do that, and that's how they are playing role in providing education, women empowerment, etc. So wherever you have to use any example, this is a good example to just write. Okay, just remember the name, Educate Girls NGO, that's it. And as far as this award is concerned, it was established in the year 1958 in the memory of Philippine President Raymond Magsaysay. So those people who do something good in these fields, government service, public service, leadership, journalism, community initiatives, peace, advocacy, etc. They all can receive these awards. Even let's say you're in the bureaucracy, you're doing something really good, maybe one day you might think of getting this award. Just like Trump, you can call them and I need Nobel. Okay, and these are the two people who have got the same award this year. Okay, that's it. Try to just remember this name. That's it. Yes, any doubt? No? Thank you so much. చెప్పండి మేడం. Can you please translate? Okay. What is your plan? When are you writing the exam?
Sir, 27.
27, not 6. So don't make notes of current affairs right now. Okay, you should make see those current affairs magazines also you will get anyway. Everyone refers to that. Just follow the news. You should know what is happening. You shouldn't be confused. It will take a lot of time for you to understand what's happening. Some major issues, for example, this Trump issue, this will continue. Trump is there, you're writing exam, till that time he'll be there. Okay, you have to observe what's happening. So just understand it will take some time. Some part for prelims, either it's up to you. If you're reading newspaper, good. Why you need to read newspaper is because your language will develop while writing essays, some good answers. Automatically, if you want good flow in the answers, that will come by reading. So you read newspaper editorials, you read some other books also, time pass any books you're reading. That builds your language. You'll not see the result just I read a newspaper, now I must be. So this happens slowly, slowly. 0.1, 0.1, 0.2. One day it will be 100. Okay, that's how it works. So language improves for sure. Just by reading magazine, it will not improve. Magazine is a good way because some people who already know what is important, what is not, they bring it at one place. Few things are useless in that because for them they have to advertise it that we have covered everything. Sometimes so many things are not needed, so many facts are also not needed. Still they put it because they have to show that we covered. They have their own competition. So you don't need to worry about that also. Okay, just right now understand what all is going on. What you need to do is just prepare the notes for mains. Those should be topic wise notes. GS 1, 2, 3, 4, everything topic wise. For example, GS 2, you're studying about governor. If you see the PYQs, you'll find that they have consistently asked questions related to center-state relation, federalism. So from current affairs, you can mention that the issues that are going on. Just as an example, you can mention. Yes. Now, one way is you can revise that at the end through the magazines. There are compilations also, yearly compilations also come from many coachings. They all come up with any reliable one. Most of them are same, not much difference is there because more or less they're following the Hindu, all these newspapers. Some are better. They have credibility because since many years they're doing it. Up to you what you want to follow. Okay, it doesn't matter that this one is better, this one is not better. Can I suggest?